Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Soulstorm cast this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 1 versus 1 on Blood River. First over side as the Eldar, we've got Soap. And playing over side as the Orcs, we have got Scoots. Scoots will be opening up a couple of Slugger Boys, a Grot Squad, as well as a Boys Hut and a Generator. And Soap is going to go for a couple of Guardians, Fleet of Foot Research, as well as an Aspect Portal and a Plasma Generator for his opening. It's Orcs vs Eldar, a tale as old as time, some would say. Now, this matchup has been well documented. I think, to be fair, it makes sense because the Orcs and the Eldar were the OG factions that came out many, many moons ago, back when some of you were but a twinkle in your father's eye. But yeah, the standard opening is Dark Reapers, maybe a Farseer as well for the Eldar. Dark Reapers, obviously, to kill the Orcs, especially because they outclass the shooters in the early game. And then the Farseer to use her Mind War against the Big Mech, chunk his health down and all that stuff. And the mainstay for the Eldar at the moment is to use their maneuverability to poke a prod at the Orcs, make sure that they don't get that critical mass of green lads on the field, and just keep their numbers down and keep them on their side of the map. Because the Orcs, what they really want to do is that they want to get a couple of war banners up. They want to get those big shooters, which will then be able to contest with the Dark Reapers. And they also want to get some Storm Boys as well, because Dark Reapers that are being pestered by Storm Boys, whether in close combat or whether forcing them to maneuver around, is less shooty bits going to those shooters' faces. So that is that. That is basically how the game's going to go. I've not seen this game, but I can imagine that he says that. Every time I ever make a prediction like this, it goes the other way. So who knows? Maybe we'll see a massive Sluggers and a massive Howling Banshees, which is really it really is the way it should go, in my honest, humble opinion. Some Dark Reapers shimmy and shaking over onto the northern side. Got to make sure that at least one relic is well and truly guarded from the perspective of the Eldar and the Orcs. The Orcs are focusing on this one down here. Do like these Guardians engaging in close combat against Shooter Boys. Shooter Boys still do more damage to them in close combat than the Guardians do, but, you know, less shooting. That's the main thing. Here the Guardians are being kicked in the face, but there we go, a big Eldritch Blast from the Farseer. Force these guys back, doing a general AoE damage, bringing them mostly, or in fact all of them, down to half health. These guys kind of standing in that. Well, where the hell was that just a shuriken pistol? Maybe, who knows? Either way, Big Mech teleports in, which means they cannot teleport away from that Mind Warp. So wonderfully placed on him. Now using that swift maneuverability to stay away from that mighty Power Claw. Generally, from what I can gather, Big Mech walks into Farseer, tries to bait out that Mind Warp. Once that's active, then teleports away. With that distance, it breaks the Mind Warp. And that's how it goes. That's how it do. Got an extra Grot Squad down here for reasons. Got down to medium health. Attempting to build up a listening post, which would be great as an anchor point for defending as the Orcs. Over on this side, we do have some Sluggers chasing on the Guardians. Guardians, if the micro is on point, will never be able to catch up to them. One Slugger Boy squad down. Gretchen being slammed around by the Farseer, but managed to get that listening post on. And very interesting. We're seeing a War Banner being placed here. Quite risky. If they're able to get it up there, that will prevent the Dark Reapers and the Guardians from doing the majority of their stuff. But in saying that, though, I do believe that the Dark Reapers do outrange a War Banner. I certainly know that they outrange listing posts. So that's the thing. Grot's being shot up by the Guardians. Big Mech slams down a Dark Reaper. Got that Exarch in there for extra damage. Grot's run away. Not being used in... Oh, sorry, they have not got their... their infiltration research, which is interesting. We normally see that to keep them alive and safe, but... Oh, okay, fair enough. You're just going to use them in close combat. That makes sense. That prevents the Dark Reapers from firing. Also then going to hide inside listing post. This post has been upgraded as well. Dark Reaper's been chased around here as the Farseer continues to meander around these Shooter Boys. Brought down to yellow health. Not ideal situations for her. Yeah, I quite like that. So don't infiltrate the Grots, because they're then able to tie up enemy units. If they're infiltrated, they can't stop these guys from firing. So interesting use. Another Mind War already down. What a relatively short cooldown on that bad boy. And the Big Mech has had his brains exploded. He's gone inside the mind. Said, no, you don't have a brain now. Some Burnsingers coming over. And it does look like, yep, you've put some Eldar spaff into that listing post. No shooter bits coming from him for the moment. double shooter boys now, and no big shooters. Economy 74 and 10 compared to 98 and 10. They do have the population for a odd engagement going on over here. Yeah, they don't have. They've got the population for a the blooming pile of guns. They've spent so much money on reinforcing these guys. They're also going to spend some money if they potentially lose this. They'll still be within big shooter pile of guns economy population range, but not ideal to lose that war banner. Not ideal at all. That's a huge 165, 175 Lumini income. Lost that. These sluggers just not giving up. They're continuously going. Big mech now reconvened. And the Farseer, a little better position, will be shot up by these big just regular shooters. But they are now reinforced to maximum numbers. And even a Farseer, a swifter she, will struggle against 16 big shooters. And also that powerful slugger that the big mech has. Here comes the... I saw some... there you're over here. The Storm boys over here. There we go. Oh, have you got an interesting banner? That is a reference to an anime. I've seen that on 9gag sometimes. Not the anime itself. It's GIFs related to slice of life stuff, maybe. Thingy-majiggy. I don't know what you call them. Relatable memes. Like back in day and all that. No Pepes anymore, I'm afraid, boys. 2016 is well behind us. Where Palagon's about to finish, and that's a lot of Storm boys, or Shooter boys even. And I'm going to rebuild your war banner down here. I don't know about this, Scoots. I don't know about this at all. Very risky. Also, one relic here not being touched by nary an Orc or an Eldar. You'd think that this one Guardian squad would come over and start capping it. Again, I suppose with these Storm boys knocking around. Don't really want to leave these guys on their own. We've got the anime banner riding on high. Have the Orcs got an interesting banner? No, just Bad Moons. Not wrong with some Bad Moons.
What do you want?
Most of my Blood Bowl Orc teams are painted yellow. Just because, obviously, Bad Moons have lots of teeth and money. I think, if I'm getting my Orc lore correct. And so I'm hoping in Blood Bowl, whenever I play the Orcs, they then get lots of money. So I can hire those crucial star players. We've got the Grots sneaking on over. And there's one low health Farseer. Won't be doing any damage, more or less, but at least they're getting those shivs in. Huge Eldritch Blast right on top of the Shooter boys. And I quite like that. Okay, you might have bigger guns than us, but we can still bash you in close combat. With that being said, Dark Reapers aren't terrible in close combat neither. Grots now been spotted by... Who have you been spotted by? Is there a Warlock in your ranks? Nope. Oh, I probably got too close to the listing shrine. I assume, but never assume, because it makes an ass out of you and me. That's what I was told as a young man. That's what I was told as a young man indeed. Storm boys, yeah, they've caught the relic over yonder. So Orcs have got that map control, which is very unusual. Should really be the Eldar, but they're desperate to take care of this war banner. They do outrange it ever so slightly. And again, those big shooters now online. They can go toe-to-toe with the Dark Reapers. What's going on at the moment? They are getting their more Daka research, which will lend in the Orcs' favour. Eldar are in tier 2. They're going for that enhanced optics, which will give these Dark Reapers more of a fighting chance. Also that support portal and a cheeky support platform in case the Storm Boys start to come in, but they're busy trying to prevent these Guardians from doing anything else. War banner being slow but surely taken down. Big shooters. Ideally, these guys will probably want to focus on one squad of Dark Reapers at a time with lower model counts. They'll die a lot quicker than the mass of big shooters. Eldar Spaff on top of that war banner and also the listing post. Warlock moving forward, which then allows Grots to be seen, so they can attack the Fire Dragons. Fire Dragons going to engage close combat. Not with the intent of killing anything, but just to keep these guys at bay. The Dark Reapers make their wicked advances over the war banner, but the Grots, MVPs, keeping the war banner alive. Big mech teleports in, focuses down on those fire dragons. Heavy infantry though, be a little longer to take them down. And the shooter boys, man, still very healthy. Still got 8 models, well 9 models now with the Nob leader down over there. Eldar just like waves against a mighty green cliff. Sure, the erosion will eventually take it down. Oh, we saw that mind wall go off there, but been cancelled throughout from the distance, been put in between them. Very unfortunate as that big mech is quite low on health. I mean, is. I need to get my tenses confused. Dark Reapers aren't giving up. Still cracking on with the War Banner. The War Banner ain't going down with those grots knocking around. Another wonderful use of that Eldritch Blast. Sup really showing what the Farseer can bring to the table. Here comes the Falcon Grav Tank. At the moment, there is no anti-tank stuff for the Orcs, so they'll be forced to move back. But I assume, yeah, you are in tier 2 now, so you will be able to get your tank busters. And, no, they've got... Oh, Big Mac die. In that brief second I looked away. Okay, fair enough. By the way, Big Mac will be rebuilt, which will then delay the tank busters. So actually the worst possible timing for that Big Mac to go down. Listing first, still relatively healthy. Going to see a bigger guns add-on for this War Banner. Making even riskier to have this War Banner here. Rocket launcher has been finished. Go on, just turn your attention. Oh no, you've been spaffed on by the Burnsinger once again. Burnsinger going to go for some preparing stuff. Fire Dragons sprinting on forward. They want to be blasting that bad boy down ASAP. Shooter boys now very on the back foot. Not many models left in their squads at all. Just so unfortunate that that big mech went down when it did. If they were able to get the tank bust out a lot earlier, bring them down, Falcon Grav Tank would have been at least shoved away, giving these shooter boys much more space to fire on those Dark Reapers. Storm boys not even getting a listing shrine down. Remarkably unfortunate. But the Orcs do have this listing post over here. Economies being 104 and 30 compared to 98 and 30. So actually not even that major of a difference in economy, considering that the Eldar have upgraded all the listing posts and are also going to go for that escalate engagement research. Which a mighty fine choice. If you are hemmed in, if you lack the map control, then that escalation is always good. Not nearly as cost efficient as just getting more listing posts, but beggars can't be choosers. Here comes a full-blown Nob squad. And now we'll have a really difficult time keeping on top of these fast mobile units, but the big mech bringing in a big flash on that Falcon Grav Tank. It's not going to go anywhere anytime soon now. Those boys involved in close combat. Falcon Grav Tank has gone down. That Reaper's got no other option but to run away. And the shooter boys are running roughshod all over the chops of these Dark Reapers. Mind What? Sorry, that's not a Mind What. That's an Eldritch Blast. Or Eldritch Storm. Am I getting my D&D confused with the Eldar? Possibly. Spot platform being used. And we saw this a little while ago in a unification game, where all 3 of these listing shrines and a spot platform in the middle was acting as a kill zone for anyone engaging Riverside. The spot platform has gone down. Harlequin going to jump around these shooter boys, but goes down very quickly. Those big shooters make a mess of her armor. Nob squad being separated from the big mech, so they can keep as many things moving as humanly possible. That Reaper is going to be positioning over on the river to take advantage of that negative cover. Shooter boys over there engaging in close combat for the Guardians. Wonderful use of them as well. Also those Fire Dragons. The increased health and armor, allowing them to keep alive while fighting underneath this listing shrine. But the Nob has now got his... I've got the... Yep, we've got the Power Claw, which drastically increases the amount of melee damage a Nob leader does. So even if the shooter boys aren't exactly bringing down the pain train, that Nob certainly can. Another Harlequin bouncing through these guys, also killing a fair few of these guys with their Harlequin's Kiss AoE ability thingamadoodad. While Grav Tank a bit has been stunned into silence by that big mech.
I sense the enemy.
And
They are closing
yeah,
in.
gradually, slowly but surely, these Eldar are losing their models. They are going to get some warp spiders though. So you are... Warp spiders are tier 2, aren't they? He says. Well, possibly, maybe. Either way, they've got warp spiders now. Warp spiders will be remarkably good at repositioning away from these knobs, and also, if you can get at least a couple more warp spiders, and blast down singular units very, very quickly, blasting it in the midst of those knobs. And surprisingly, the big mech hasn't teleported them away. I suppose the fire dragons have taken down listing post. Knobs have got no other choice but to blitz away as quickly as possible. Very low in health though. They are an auto reinforce. 45 blue and 10 green, quite cheap for elite heavy infantry. There we go. Falcon Grav Tank on the way, number 2. And the Orcs, you have gone for a mech shop. No. Orc mechanized stuff at the moment. If I was a betting man, a war truck would be the idea. Pop both your shooter boys in there. Bring them forth, send them out, and then focus on one unit at a time. Kind of like how the warp spiders work. Obviously without the transport vehicle, as they don't need one. They could travel for the warp. Traverse for the immaterium, if you want a synonymous phrase. Listing post, no match. All that firepower. Do believe that that Falcon Grab Tank, it's kept his bright lance.
We are ready to
Next on the chopping block is the mech shop. Orcs making a questionable life choice by focusing down here. They're going to lose a couple of their production buildings and also potentially some war banners, which will... Yeah, they're only just in the cusp of tier 2. Barely any money saved up. They're going to attempt to get a war truck out. Those fire dragons able to outpace the grots and their handiwork. Very unfortunate. Really poor timing for those shooter boys to push down south. Going to use that saved up money to get a tank bus squad. Could have really done with seeing these guys a lot earlier. If anything, just to get, just take care of those listing shrines. Not the death sounds of the fire dragons. General whinge off in the distance. Oh, Grav Tank driving away, attempting to keep safe from those tank busters. We now have got the big mech on the knobs coming back over here, which now is the time to push down here. But no, they're probably thinking that the Falcon Grav Tank is just chilling out over on this side. I've seen the fire dragons. We'll also just about see those warp spiders. And if they can kill them in quick succession, at 60 blue and 15 green to reinforce, a squad wipe on those will set the Eldar economy. Well, not the Eldar economy, but will be a waste investment. But they've got plenty of money to spend. Now they're also going to go for their full-scale war research. So, yeah, even though they did not get that serious map control in the early game, just huddling up a bit, focusing on building vertically rather than horizontally, economy-wise, certainly done them a favour. And they know that they're in a strong position at the moment, as the Orcs have got to rebuild a listing post and also recapture all this stuff, so they can just chill out as much as they like. Bernstein has been shot down. Got that Seer Council. Ah, so you definitely are in tier 3. Fair enough. Criticism for slowing down people. Superior optics. Increased range damage.
Nothing is hidden from my sight.
So unless the Orcs get some flash gets out ASAP, they're going to be shafted in the range department. Only thing I can really think of at this point, if I was the Orc player, was maybe go for some war tracks. Use their bomb chuckers to disrupt the formations, allowing those big shooters to get some extra shots off while the Eldar DPS is reduced just a smidgen. Everyone just chilling out. Big mech deciding to focus on the critical location down over here. Again, another questionable option on Blood River. If you send the squad down this way, they are very susceptible to being flanked, especially this critical location, because it's closest to your enemy base. Then we're going to see the exact thing I just said. Falcon Grav Tank jumping straight on in.
Incoming enemy fire.
Double Dark Reaper's going to come out. And they get the zap on the Falcon Grav Tank. Teleports away. Oh, right. Maybe that's why I was risking it, because the big mech could just jump away. Double warp spiders, making very quick work. Those guys, full squad wipe there. And Scoots says, no thank you. And to be fair, yep, you see all that Eldar late tech. The Orcs were just barely on the cusp of tier 2. Massively out-teched for a good chunk of that battle. Also those Seer Councils murdering all those Orcs down on that side as well. So definitely in favour of the Eldar by then. But certainly a good show. The Orcs having a marvellous hold on the map for the majority of it. And if those big well, no, I keep on calling them big shooters, just regular shooters, were here for that defense, I reckon that those Eldar wouldn't have been able to push so far in, would have been able to get a war truck out a lot earlier than having to lose their mech shop. That might have been able to give them that momentum to get back into it. Maybe some, I don't know, going around here and killing stuff, and then the moment the Eldar respond and driving somewhere else and then coming back down on this side. But yeah, I would say probably the MVP of the match has to be the Farseer. Definitely using all her abilities at all times for maximum effect. So very nice stuff indeed. So thank you very much for watching at home, boys and girls. And if you want to support the channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you once a game a week. And there is also Discord, where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. My name's been Mr. Landshark. Pleasure's always never short. And I will see you in a bit. Peace.